And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Peach State Power Hour. What the hell's on your head?
What is that?
Just keep going. Keep going. Introduce the show, Harrison. I told you. Just introduce the show.
All right. Didn't think I expected this. Dogs over Tigers. Jordan Hare did not bring down Georgia's win streak. It is 9 in a row over Auburn. Gentlemen, That is the second, or is now tied for the longest active win streak in this rivalry. Georgia held it at 9 games back in 1923 to 1931. We got a lot to talk about today with the Dogs. Obviously, the first half was, again, atrocious. Second half, a lot better. We're going to talk all of that. But first, we got to figure out what that, why a bird just crapped in your head, Eddie, and has that. I thought you had to bet if they lost, you had to wear their gear.
So thank you, Harrison. You remembered. Very good. Very good. So I had a bet, all right, that I won because if Auburn won, I had to wear Auburn gear. And if they lose, which they did, I get a pizza named after me. So I just wanted to show y'all this just to put it on and then do this. Get out of here. Screw you, War Damn Eagle. We own you. We own your ass. And I did not want to wear that crap tonight. Thank you very much, Harrison.
That is like Eddie's recruiting. He's having his recruiting experience, and he's going to, in a minute, he's going to rip the Georgia shirt off, and it's going to be
rip it off. Get out of here with that crap.
Hey, I hope you got a cool tattoo like Dan Lanning if you're going to rip the shirt off. Otherwise, I don't know if we want you to take your shirt off.
Is that a family member? Is that a family member? It's got to be, right?
That's his wife.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a family member. Yeah.
So, I don't know if it was daughter or what. Who it was specifically, but yeah. Shout out to Dan Lanning. Gentlemen.
How about them dogs? How about it? So, I mean,
yeah.
So much about them that Andy's wearing all Braves stuff today.
That's right. I've changed my alliance completely. No, today is the Braves day. No, dude, look, it was crazy, but Chris Taylor, he said it best. He said, there is no win that is a bad win or something up there. And dude, that's it. Eddie can vouch for this. I was not happy during the first half of the game. I was ready to fire everybody and bench everybody and all that. But dude, they figure it out. Second half, they come out and Kirby makes adjustments. Dude, it was great. I mean, it sucked that it was crazy at first, but hey, Dogs got the win. Great weekend, dude. Great weekend. So.
All right. So I guess it's my turn, Harrison. I can talk about the game overall view, and then we'll get into specifics. So I have never experienced a game quite like that because after the first half, I have never hated my team more than I hated them after that first half. I hated them. I literally left the TV and went upstairs to watch the Cubs game. I said to my wife, I can't do this anymore. This is when Auburn was getting ready to punch it in. I said, I can't do this anymore. I've seen enough. That was atrocious, that first half. And then the second half happened. I didn't turn it off. I watched it. Y'all know who I am. I'm emotional. I say crap and I never do it. I have never been more in love and more proud of a team after that second half. It was just a complete flip-flop. It was unbelievable what we witnessed in that second half. And I want to point out one person. I know we're going to talk specifically about good, bad, etc. But think about what happened when that fumble occurred and those shots of Jackson Arnold from there on out. He looked deflated, defeated. He was never the same. And I want to take the reverse look of that. Look at our boy Gunnar Stockton. Okay, this guy put the team on his back in the second half and said, we are going to win this football game. That guy was taking shots. He was getting mauled all over the place, and he'd get up and play the next play, make a play, get nailed, make another play.
Eddie, that shot he took in the first drive, my God, I would be dead if I got hit like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Gunnar Stockton is winning over not only this team, he's already done that. I mean, they love him anyway. He's winning over this fan base with his moxie. He's not the greatest quarterback in the world. He doesn't make good throws. He misses guys, Harrison, you've talked about it. But this guy is a winner. And to watch him dive in like Cam Newton at the end of that football game and stick it to War Damn Eagle, he's my guy. Gunner is awesome. Love the guy.
How was it, Harrison, down there seeing him staying cool and leading that team back? How good of a view did you have of it?
I mean, I know y'all saw it. I put out the tweet pregame of him warming up, and first road start came in Neyland, and we know how hard that environment is. And then the second one's Jordan-Hare. Like, it doesn't get any harder than going to those two places as your first road starts.
No.
And both times when he comes out for the second half, he's trailing. He's in a hole. Now, this one was a lot different of a hole than the week before because you rallied the troops, you got points before the half to cut it to a one-score game.
Yeah.
And in many ways, the first 25 minutes of that game felt like the Georgia Tech game last year, where Georgia Tech was all over it. Georgia Tech was up 17-0. The difference between the two games in the first half was Georgia got a turnover and went down and scored. Which, if Jackson Arnold had gotten across the goal line, guys, it's 17-0. Yeah. And we're talking about a whole different game. Not saying Georgia doesn't come back. They may have. But you go from being able to, have the ability in terms of clock management and all that to run the ball to not being able to run the ball, have no semblance of balance in terms of, hey, we don't even have an option to run the ball because we got to throw it because we got to score quick. Georgia was in no hurry when it came out in the second half because they knew, hey, we're only down one score. There's no need to go passing heavy. We have to keep the semblance of balance and go down and score. But, I mean, my overall thoughts from just being there, Jordan-Hare is a A-class experience. It is awesome.
Crazy.
Electric atmosphere. Cam Newton, they did it really well done. Really well done stuff for Cam. It was crazy seeing Cam holding a megaphone during the game and being right in front of the cheerleaders. That was quite an experience in terms of seeing Cam around. But other than that, it was what you would expect. The atmosphere was great, but unfortunately for Auburn fans, that's the only thing they're going to want to remember about this game is that the atmosphere is cool. Because other than that, they're going to want to forget about a lot of it.
They're complaining about the refs and everything. And I saw someone put a comment up, Marsh Mutt. He said, contrast Hugh. Can you go back to that? Contrast Hugh versus Kirby last year at Texas after the call that didn't go our way.
Yeah, that is a great point.
That is the biggest difference is Kirby Smart's the head coach. And even, have you ever heard Kirby complain about being offsides in the national championship game? No, you have not, or I guess the SEC championship. But yeah, it's like
find that comment from Marsh Mudd. I'm sorry.
It's up a little bit, but it's
there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, but Hugh goes crazy, looks like a little baby on the sideline crying. I know Kirby goes nuts and yells, but he keeps his cool with his team. He doesn't lose his head, and he comes back. Now, maybe he takes the time out, maybe he don't. I'm not sure about that, but that's another topic for another day. But
is that a clap? Are you clapping?
Look, if that's how Kirby claps, that's how I'm going to start clapping because it works good. So.
Harrison, you brought up the fumble. I know we'll get into a little bit more, but let's just say they end up scoring and they give them those 17 points or those 7 points there, and they're up 17-0. I talked to a guy at the gym today who's totally nonpartisan. He said that was a great game. Did you think it was a fumble, et cetera? And I said the biggest thing that came out of that was if they had scored there, the place is going absolutely bananas. Now, we get the ball back because there was like a minute and a half left, but that's a totally different scenario, right? The crowd was waiting 4 minutes for that call, so they're getting quieter as that's going on, and then they get completely deflated because they didn't get the call going their way. So that changed us on offense, right, where it would have been 180 decibels versus 90 or whatever on that drive. So that to me was the biggest swing of emotion in that game that gave us a chance to come back. And if we don't get points out of that drive, that's what changed the game. I know we only got 3 points, but that changed the football game because I think I texted you guys, Andy. I said 10-3 after what Auburn just did. I'll take that all day long because they should have run us off the field.
It almost felt like we were leading the game when it was 10-3. That's what
exactly.
Yeah, it was different. And
it was similar to the SEC championship game too. I mean, there's so many similar. How do we watch the same games over and over again? Is the one question I have. Because Texas was up 6-3 at half in that game,
Yeah.
and they had over 200 yards of offense to Georgia's 50.
Yep.
Kind of like the Auburn game.
And I saw the comment a minute ago about playing 3 to 4 freshman offensive linemen. Guys, what can you do? Like, people are getting hurt every couple of plays, and y'all know I've very, very much been a little hard on the offensive line. But I mean, what do you do? I thought for the most part, I thought they stepped up, played well, and look, y'all. I thought Bobo did, especially in the second half. I thought he called an excellent game. You saw some of those plays he dialed up. I mean, especially the play with Dylan Bell coming around, on the end around pass. He had, if he hits Branch as fast as Branch is, he had 10 yards on a guy. He could have probably danced around him. So
it was a great call.
They've been setting that up for a while. Since they called that first reverse, they've been setting that up.
Yeah, that's what, I just don't know. I don't know what else Bobo and Stacey Searles, I don't know what else they could have done last night. I mean, I thought it was a great game from the coaching. We made a lot of changes at halftime. So yeah, I just thought it was a great game overall, especially with the Dogs getting the win. So.
All right, let's get this out of the way. Let's talk about it, because I think we can all agree. Let's go ahead and get referees out of this, because then we just want to talk football. And by the way, guys, let's make it clear tonight that we are not all doom and gloom. We don't only talk about the bad. We talk about it all.
We've been praising Georgia for the beginning of the show. We should, right? I mean, that was a huge win.
Yeah. There was a comment last week that all we do is complain. It's not the goal of the show, nor do I feel like that has been the tone of the show. Maybe on the Falcons, okay, you have a point. Braves, you have a point. But with Georgia, it's different. We're not here to sit here and complain and tell you the team sucks. Now, if they do suck, we will tell you. But right now, they don't suck. That's the long and short.
They did for a half. They did for a half.
It was bad. It was bad. Let's talk about the officiating. This is now the second game, and I know Auburn feels really victimized because it's the second game this year where they've lost a game where they can feel like, hey, we would have won this if this went our way or if this wasn't called. But look, it was both sides. I hate to break it to you, and I get it. The biggest play of the game, which turned out to be the fumble in Georgia's way. But look, the call on the field was the thing that mattered, and I don't care how many little frames you have. I can make an argument that it was a fumble. I can also make an argument that it wasn't a fumble.
Yep.
But it's not, and that's the point. You have to have indisputable video evidence to overturn the call on the field. There was no indisputable video evidence. And if Georgia fans want to feel just as screwed as Auburn fans, Georgia fans should feel screwed that the run back for a touchdown wasn't a touchdown. I asked the person next to me, Jake Rowe. Shout out Jake Rowe. I asked him, aren't they trained to have a slow whistle in these situations? And he said yes.
Yeah.
They blew that thing.
The beanbag. He had thrown the beanbag. He had thrown the beanbag, which means it's a fumble. So why are they even blowing the whistle at all at that point? They should let the play carry on.
I didn't even know they threw the beanbag because Eddie for a little bit there when Kirby's on the 5 yards on the field pointing. He's running the end zone. He's running the end zone. And look at the referees didn't even know where the ball was.
Yeah, that was
for my
he threw the beanbag. They saw it.
And look, and talking about being a fumble, not a fumble. I thought it got knocked out. I thought he was bobbling it before he ever crossed the goal line. Anyway, so it is what it's whatever was called on the field. But I thought it was moving anyway. So I thought
it was a fumble too. Initially, when I first saw it, because it was a long replay, so we had we had 2 days to review that thing. Initially, I was like, ooh. He might break the plan, but then they had the zoomed in angle, and you see the goal line, and you see the punch come in. I'm like, he still looks like an inch short of the plane. Like it doesn't look that the ball's crossed, but once the ball gets across in the plane, the ball's coming loose.
Yep,
and I thought it was. I'm like, you can't overturn that. Now, let's talk about the others because look, there is a replay on every single play. There's no reason the last 2 minutes of the first half should take 30 minutes of real time to finish. A lot of these flags are coming in late. I get it. Don't freaking let a play start and then stop it because you want to go back and review. Again, horrible. I'm not here to list the area of grievances in terms of all the missed calls, but I mean, there's several in that game where you're like, man, on both sides, it's like, man, that's a little ticky-tack.
It was, but you saw a lot of
Harrison.
missed like holdings and all that. Like you would see like some of our guys, like we were about to get a sack and he gets ripped down. So I mean, it is what it is.
So let me stop you there, Harrison, because I don't mind the amount of reviews. It's the time it takes to review these plays. Okay, that took 4 minutes, which doesn't sound like a long time, but when you're there and you're trying to get a football game, that's a long time to review that. They should have looked at it for a minute and said, okay, done. This is what we called on the field. It's over. It's a fumble, right? And then there were a couple more that just took forever, and you're like, this is taking all of the momentum, either way, Auburn or Georgia, out of the football game and the crowd for that. They've got to speed these things up, make a decision, and go. Right. But I do like the reviews. I mean, I'm glad that they're doing these things because they need to get these calls correct. And you can argue, well, maybe they didn't on the review side. They missed it, but whatever. Just speed those things up a little bit. But can we talk a little bit about the timeout clap thing? I just, Harrison, what in the world was that? That was the most bizarre thing. And I'll tell you guys this. I slowed that down today and watched it in slow motion. And Kirby, while signaling timeout, doing this, his mouth is saying they're clapping. He was not. And to me, a ref would hear timeout, 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 because that's what he'd be doing. He'd be screaming timeout, and he was not screaming timeout. So I'll give him that. But his hand signal right there should have cost them a timeout or at a minimum 5 yards, right? And I thought that was egregious because at a minimum, they should get to they just basically got to redo that play. Now it didn't matter because it wasn't that the missed field goal, Andy, right?
I think it was when
this field goal drive. So it didn't matter. And then Auburn went 3 and out. So, but that was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Am I reading this correct? Chris saying he's the one that left that comment. Chris, I'm gonna be honest. We all went back and watched that show. I mean, if you don't want anything negative, this isn't the show for you. I'm gonna be honest. We're like, if we can't say anything negative, this ain't it. Because we're gonna give you the good and the bad, just like we're doing now with the referees.
We're gonna praise them. We're gonna praise them when they deserve it. And again, Mike Bobo and Stacey Searles and that defensive staff, they deserve the praise from last night. I think all those guys.
Hey, look, Auburn fans
and Nate Frazier. Shout out Nate Frazier. Yes, Nate Frazier.
Auburn fans deserve praise for last night because I thought for sure that there were going to be some bottles, some objects flying out of those stands when they didn't overturn that.
I thought so too. I thought Texas was happening. I thought it was Texas all over.
I thought things were about to come unraveled. Same thing with the timeout. I'm like, man, these are some high stake calls that you could be catching some bottles coming your way. Props to Auburn fans for that. All right, enough with the referee, enough with the zebras. Let's talk about the football game. Since I guess people think we're too negative, let's alternate the good in the bad.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Eddie, what's your first positive?
So my first positive was the drive, and you guys know what I'm talking about in the fourth quarter.
Oh yeah,
Andy, has there been a better drive since the national championship drive against Alabama than that drive?
That's some of those death marches, like that's the Kirby death marches.
That was over 8 minutes, okay. And I went back and watched it today in live time after I watched it last night. But just the guys stepping up and making plays. I mean, London Humphreys on that drive makes 2 massive catches to keep the chains going on a 4th down and a 3rd down. Nate Frazier catching the ball to get a 1st down. By the way, Nate Frazier didn't fumble last night. I mean, they got confidence in this kid. He played great. And Dylan Bell, while he may not show up much on the stat sheet, just out there doing dirty work, okay? Just everywhere you turn, 86 is blocking, doing something to help the offense. That drive, I cannot tell you how happy that drive made me. And then to watch Gunnar Stockton, my guy, dive in like Superman a la Cam at the end of that thing and see Delp do the Superman thing. I mean, that was just a capper. Now, we can all say he made the wrong call, and I agree. He should have slid there at the 1. The game's over. You win 13-10. You kneel it out. Who cares? That was just glorious to see him do that at the end. That was a perfect drive to basically stomp out Auburn, and they just deflated that crowd. It was awesome.
that crowd was dead after that. And that's what, but mine's kind of a part of that, Eddie, is the second half defense. They stepped up huge. Auburn did not score in the second half, and they only had 40 second half yards. That the defense shut Auburn down to 40 second half yards. Now, if I know it's a little crazy at the beginning, but dude, that second half, to me, that looked like a vintage Kirby defense. And CJ Allen, we talked about him. He's my play of the game, but dude was running around. He looked fast. He looked explosive. 10 tackles. So yes, the second half defense is definitely my good. It was, to me, it felt Kirby Smart vintage defense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good points here by the comments. I'm trying to catch up, guys. I will show them this. Jermaine, I did not miss it. We were just running a little bit behind, so I'm trying to catch those up.
Yeah,
good
that was
point
crazy.
Yeah, one play, both thought touchdowns. Neither team was awarded a touchdown. Yeah,
that's nuts.
For me, it's because there's a lot of good in this. There is a lot of good to be had in terms of the second half responses. But for me, I think the big one was just, I liked the way, even though Georgia was giving up more yards on the ground than I thought they were, and they weren't able to run it as well on the opposing side, on the offensive side, I thought the secondary played better than I was expecting. I was expecting more explosives to be given up. Yeah. In the second half, Auburn was doing a great job with some horizontal. They were getting some horizontal stretch and really trying to put Georgia defenders in conflict. Then you come out in the second half, and I haven't watched the defensive tape, so I can't say whether or not they went away from it and they started doing some things differently. I don't know. I'm only just going off of what I watched there in person. But Georgia did a great job in terms of staying in front and not giving up the explosives. Like, Georgia was content as usual to allow, you to catch that 5-yard curl, 5-yard comeback, like anything short and short of the sticks. They're cool with it. Granted that you don't give up anything over the top. And I was waiting for something.
Yeah.
For something to break. I know Eric Singleton got behind. I think that was like the one major coverage bust.
That was scary. Yeah, that was real scary.
Yeah, but there was pressure up the middle, and that's what caused him to overthrow that.
Yeah. So, outside of that, I thought they played well. This caught my eye.
Yes.
Okay.
Paul's talking junk.
Hey, put up Roger Murray's comment there, my boy Roger Murray. You see that? It's 7:52.
Yeah, I saw that as well, talking about Colby Young.
There we go. Yeah, that's if we do a shout out to one guy, I'm falling in love with number 8, Colby Young, on that first drive to get the 3 points. Y'all remember when he caught that little out route and he just bulldozed down the field?
Yeah.
That guy is a grown man. I mean, he is so good. And we really missed him last year. Yes, he does. And he's explosive and looks like Darnell Washington when he's running over people.
He's a massive
That's what
dude.
I love. Second one, we got to mention Peyton Woodring. I know he missed a field goal, but we would not be where we are without Peyton Woodring's leg. Thank God for this kid.
Yeah, he's top kicker in the country. I would think he's going to be in that award. So
he's money. I mean, we lined up for that 50-yarder or whatever it was. I was like, he's got this, no problem, and he drilled it.
Yep. Hey, quick question. I should have my stat sheet in front of me. I do not. Did we see Brett Thorson at all yesterday? I know Kirby went for it. What, 3 4th downs?
That's a great point.
Brett Thorson had.
I don't even remember
punts.
Brett.
Yeah, he had 3 punts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He punted one. I remember a 60-yarder.
I don't even remember. I
was probably pissed off and walked away.
Yeah, you probably ran from the TV. Again. Yeah, Thorson had. Yeah, no, Thorson had
punting again. Damn it.
He had 3 punts for 159 yards. He had a long of 60. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even remember. I don't remember seeing Thorson. And that's kind of crazy to think about in a game where Georgia kind of stalled early. It's like, I think you remember one punt.
Did you want to get to our not so good, our bad stuff? Because if so, I can give you.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and flip the switch.
Okay, so my bad was the first half offense. We couldn't do anything. We had 3 punts in the first half. That's why you don't remember it, because that was the first half. So we had 3 punts and 1 field goal. So we only had the ball in of the whole half. We had the ball just over 8 minutes. So that the offense struggled the first half, but again, they picked it up in the second half and it was great. But yeah, my first half struggles was a little concerning, but yep. So that's my bad. That's really my only bad. So,
Harrison,
Eddie,
why
what
don't
do
you
you
go
think?
now?
You
No,
want me to
you
go?
go,
All right,
Harrison.
I'll go.
Yeah,
I'll go.
because I'm curious what yours is.
I was disappointed with the lines of scrimmage on both sides. Not so like, look, the offensive line, I give it a little bit of a pass because you're dealing with such a tough situation in terms of your two preferred tackles being out.
yeah.
And you're down to guys that you don't necessarily want in those spots, like Bo Hewley. You don't want playing left tackle. You want him at right tackle. And I mean, I knew it was going to be a struggle because Auburn's defensive front is good, but I thought after watching what they were able to do versus Kentucky, that Georgia was still going to be able to find something, and they just weren't. Now down the stretch, like we talked about, the drive, as we'll refer to it now, that Eddie started, they were just hitting body blows, man, and those body blows added up over time. So, but on the defensive side, and it was much better in the second half. But Auburn was just getting some, I think they were averaging 6 yards a carry in the first half. Like they were gashing them a little bit.
Yeah, they were.
It was the most successful performance on the ground in the first half alone that Georgia has allowed all year. Which I didn't think the takeaway from the first half on defense would be that Auburn was running it on Georgia. I thought it was going to be, hey, if anything starts bad in this game for Georgia, it's going to be because Cam Coleman and Eric Singleton are giving you everything and more. But that wasn't the story. It was Auburn. They were very Georgia Tech-esque in terms of they were bringing a lot of horizontal stretch to your defense in terms of, hey, they were leaking out the tight end in the flat. They were bringing the jet motions, the quarterback power. It was a very good tune-up for the Georgia Tech, and we were able to see that, hey, Georgia still has issues with this at times. Like, it can still get them. But at the same time, and again, I'm going to have to go back and watch the tape on defense to see, did Auburn go away from it? Did they do it, or did Georgia play it better? Georgia got better as the game went on, and it's been something we've seen all year long to this point. I'm going to go to the next bad real quick because I got a second bad, and this just goes hand in hand. I don't like it when you hear in a post game talking about, hey, we weren't expecting that or we didn't rep that.
I was about to say that.
I've got that on my
notes. That's not good.
Go ahead, Harrison. Yeah.
Okay.
That's not good. And I get it sometimes. Sometimes you can be caught out. But to me, when I just heard that, it kind of was like, hey, there was a lot that Auburn did that was different that we weren't expecting. We hadn't repped. And maybe that's just a case that they hadn't shown it. And if that's
I think that's what Kirby
isn't that also a case that they had 2 weeks to prepare and they can throw some wrinkles in, right?
They did. Yeah.
Yeah. But Georgia, like on the other hand, Georgia had some wrinkles on offense. The throwback screens.
Yeah.
Like Georgia had some wrinkles as well, which I was like, man, those are awesome. But anyways, in terms of the first half performance and defense, hearing saying, hey, we didn't have the guys prepared for these specific looks, but we went back and repped them in the back at half.
Yeah.
Has to make you feel better that, hey, even without a week of practice to rep those, they were able to get it fixed within the 15 minutes that they had in the locker room. Although I'm pretty sure they didn't do much of anything in the locker room for more than like 5 minutes because everybody knows the myth about halftime adjustments.
Well,
Eddie,
before you go, Eddie, Harrison, I don't necessarily see that comment from Kirby as a bad thing. I took it as a yes, and I think Chris Taylor or Chris wrote they hadn't showed it. He said if they had, the team would have repped it. No way Kirby would just miss on something. And I agree. That's what, to me, it was one of those deals where they, like Eddie said, they had a week off. They put some wrinkles in, and it caught Georgia off guard a little bit. But then they did make the changes, and again, 40 yards in the second half is all they gave up. So I took that. To me, the comment that Kirby made, I took it as good news. Like, hey, we figured it out. We changed it. Would it have been nice if they could have figured it out maybe after one quarter instead of two? But, still, I took it as a good thing. So I see what you're saying, but yeah, I was actually happy with that comment. So.
Put up Tremel Middlebrooks. He's new. I don't recall him. 753, Harrison. There you go. No, not that one. Sorry. I think Georgia defense is not bad. The other one.
Hold on, scrolling up in the time, trying to catch
I'm sorry.
There it is.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, and you touched on a little bit how Kirby talked about how they threw us looks that he wasn't prepared for. but they adjusted for it in the second half. It seemed like, right? They watched a little tape, and I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I mean, there's nothing wrong with admitting, hey, they caught us kind of on our heels a little bit with some of these looks, and we adjusted to it. But my bad is a first half defense overall. I mean, I could not believe what I was watching. What is that saying? You do the same thing over and over again. It's just
insanity is the definition. Like doing something over and over. Yeah.
I was like, okay. They kept talking about it. Auburn was 0 for 13 on third downs last game, and they went 4 for 4 on that first drive and scored 7 points like we weren't even on the field. And I looked at my wife and I said, am I really watching this again? This is where quarterbacks and teams come to get right. They play the University of Georgia defense and they get right. It was absolutely maddening that we couldn't do anything to stop them on third down. So you gotta clean that up, okay? I mean, you do that against Ole Miss, and it's going to be 35-7 in the first half. It ain't going to be 10-3, okay? Because Auburn is not good on offense. I'll say it right now. But we couldn't tackle in the first half. I mean, the linebackers were talking about that postseason. Harrison, you interviewed one of them. Raylan Wilson said that we couldn't tackle. Why could they not tackle in the first half and they suddenly could in the second half? It's the biggest mystery of them all. But I want to read you guys this stat. Y'all aren't going to believe this. So before the fumble, Auburn had 228 yards and UGA had 20. After the fumble, Auburn had 49 yards and UGA had 276.
Gosh.
I mean, that just completely flipped the game.
Mm-hmm.
Completely flipped the game. But we got to clean up the defense in the first quarter. We've got to.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially with what's coming to town this coming weekend. Like you don't want to spot them an early lead.
Well, what's coming to town this weekend? Texas, Haynes King. I mean, we got some serious dudes. Florida, I'm not going to leave that out. DJ Lagway can eat you alive. We got
Jacksonville's looking scarier now.
Yes, exactly right. I mean, you got to clean this up.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's kind of like what is causing it. And look, they're going to be asked it. Kirby's going to be asked it because we don't get coordinators, unfortunately. Kirby's going to be asked it every week. I promise you. It's probably going to be the same answer. Hey, if we have the answer, we would love to have the answer right now, but we don't have the answer. So I don't know. Maybe that's what he's just putting out there. Maybe he does have an answer. I don't know what it is. But yeah, I mean, there is a marked improvement from half one to half two.
There is.
And they got to figure out something in terms of being able to put some semblance of a full 60 minutes together, as close to it as possible, which Kentucky right now is looking like versus Power 4 comp, their most complete performance. Because you didn't spot an early lead. You took control of that game. You never let it up. And hey, maybe they do that again. I tell you what, if they do it again this weekend versus Ole Miss, this show is going to be nothing but positives.
Oh yeah, we'll be as happy as can be. Well, with that being with the positive, so Harrison, you go first. What was your play of the game? Like, what was there one play that you thought sort of just won it for the Dogs, or was kind of gave us all the momentum that we needed?
Heck, my favorite. I will say, I think.
Wait. Let me back up. Hold on. We're leaving out the fumble, right? That's the obvious one, right? I mean,
is.
That's the play of the game.
I mean, that's definitely.
I mean, everybody's going to put in the text chat. Yeah, I mean that clearly that was the play of the game. We're going a little deeper than that, just to set it up. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead, Harrison. Sorry.
No, you're good. I think it has to be the 17-yard run from Josh McCray backed up against the goal line.
Yes.
I think that has to be.
Did you read my notes? That was mine, you idiot. I wrote that and sent it to you.
My bad.
God. Now I got to come up with another one.
It was a great play, so y'all both had that one. Good job.
I know, but I wrote it in the notes and sent it to y'all. Are you Paul Maharry? You're not reading the notes. You are. You're Paul Maharry.
I glanced.
Well, Eddie, how about this? Since you clearly just got your play usurped, I'll give you my play, and maybe you can come up with something better or not.
No, let Harrison talk about it because go ahead, Harrison. Expand on it. Go ahead.
I should have looked over that section a little bit more closely.
I should have prepared.
Hey, I wasn't prepared for the first half. All right, I was prepared for the second half. We'll make adjustments.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, Paul's calling you out now, dude. Whoa.
Oh, Paul is.
Paul's calling you out for not reading notes. How about that?
Oh, all right.
Okay, Roger
right.
Murray. Look, Roger Murray, he's my guy. That right there.
Yeah.
There we go. That's a good shout.
That's my play of the game too. Roger
blasted his ass.
He blasted him, and it was it was an 8-yard loss. There were 6 minutes to go in the third quarter, and the game was tied 10-10. So Auburn punted, and then the Dogs ended up going to get a touchdown or a field goal and never looked back. But yes, I'm with you, Roger. That was, and he looked like he was just shot out of a cannon. That's what was crazy about it. That was as fast and as explosive as he's looked all year. So I thought that was a huge play.
But Harrison, go ahead and expand seriously on what you said, because
I'll let you expand, because I got another,
go ahead. You called it out. It's okay. You called it out.
I got a different one. I got a different one.
I'm not going to take yours. I'll go with this. I had a secondary because I prepare pregame. Okay, I do that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know what more needs to be said about that play other than, hey, you're backed up against the goal line. You get an explosive. You get out of the shadow of your own end zone. I wasn't sure because they got a little bit of push on the sneak. I was like, okay.
Yeah, we got.
Once I saw, I wasn't sure before they came out. I was like, okay, are they going to sneak it again for a little bit more room, or are they going to actually like come out of shotgun and do something different? I wasn't sure. Then I saw them in shotgun. I'm like, okay, they're not going to pass this.
I thought they were going to pass it. I thought they were going to play action pass.
Yeah.
That's what I thought was going to happen. So.
When I saw McCray, I was like, okay, this probably is a McCray run, like with him being in, and it made sense considering the down and distance, the situation you're in. But it wasn't just that he got room for you; it's that he got you 17 yards and he got out of bounds.
Yeah,
like that's the biggest part. You drove down the field in a minute 20 on I think it was what 8 plays, eight plays or 12 plays. I think it was actually 12 plays. A minute 26. Auburn helps you out with some penalties. People aren't going to be happy about that. Or Auburn fans aren't happy about that. But, hey, those were legitimate penalties, at least from my vantage point. But, yeah, I mean, that got the ball rolling. That got the train rolling. And it was nice to see McCray rewarded with an explosive like that, because all year he's been, hey, we're in a short yardage spot. We need you to go pick up 2-3 yards. You know, we don't need you to get out in space. We just need you to go hit the hole and don't get brought down for a loss.
Yeah. And you know what? I'll just go one further on that, Harrison, is I love Josh McCray is just kind of embracing his role. I mean, he's not big on the stat sheet, but when he's called on, he makes massive plays for this team. And he's happy to do so. And you saw it after the game, Kirby embracing him and embracing Zachariah Branch. Those two guys are so huge for this football team coming over from other teams. I love the way Josh McCray goes about his business, doesn't say anything. You know, I'll do what I need to do. And that was so big. You're right, Harrison. I mean, it was obviously my play of the game, but it was yours. That's fine. But yeah, to get us out from the shadow of the end zone right there, because if you don't make that play and you're still, the students are all around you right there, that really becomes, and if you have to punt, God forbid,
from the goal line, from the
God, I mean, that's a disaster.
Yeah.
All right, since you took mine, I'm going to go with my 1A, which is Noah Thomas. Yeah. Hello.
Ooh. Hey, look, hello, Noah. Phil's thunder.
I mean, that was a massive catch and play. And again, it goes back to this thing on the transfers I was just talking about with Josh McCray. Noah Thomas is the same vein. Kirby was asked about it post-game, him finally making a massive catch for us that led to that first touchdown. And he said he does everything right, never complains, is always in the huddle, is always talking to defensive players, is always trying to get better. Have you ever heard him say, I need the ball, I need to do more? He says nothing. He goes out there and does his job, and it paid off. And that's the kind of thing I love about this football team. They just kind of don't say anything, go about their business. Plays are going to eventually come my way. And that's what happened to Noah Thomas. And I screamed. That's the loudest I screamed last night, was when Noah Thomas caught that football. I was like, Noah, thank you. I mean, he's here for a reason, right? Yeah. It was awesome. That was a huge play.
I was hoping he was going to score that touchdown. I was,
I know. Get him a TD there.
Yeah, I really wanted him to get it. But the thing, and shout out to Garrett Key for calling that. Garrett Key texted us earlier in the day. He was like,
"Don't shout out Garrett Key. Just don't do that, please.
Yes,
for the love of God."
Great play, great catch, and a great throw by Gunner on that. So all around.
Hey, a nice comment here by Chris. The one time they pass protected long enough to throw it to Noah, it finally.
That's true. The pass protection was awesome.
Yeah,
because that play took a little while play took a little while to develop, right? He had to get across the field to
Was it a 40 what yard? How long was that pass? 40 something yards.
38 yards. 38.
Yeah.
Because I prepared Harrison.
I was thinking, all right. That's crazy. That's crazy. I think the other guy that also needs to be like, they talk about Noah that way. They talk about Josh McCray a little bit that way. I'm trying to think who else.
What about Colby Young?
You don't hear anything. How about Zachariah Branch? I know he's getting a lot of play, but still, that guy's a baller.
You don't really hear
Colby Young.
Yeah, but you don't really hear
Dylan Bell's another guy they talk about.
Dylan Bell, he's
So hey, let's not leave out London Humphreys. London Humphreys made 2 massive catches on that drive. I mean, he's totally non-existent the entire game, and then 3rd and 8 and 4th and whatever, he makes 2 huge catches as Gunner rolls to his right and finds him there. Massive.
Yeah, he's London Humphrey. He always seems to find a spot that he can get open and get the extra, get the yards for the first down. So they got a lot of dudes. And but I did see
John Green is 100% right. I love it. My guy, John Green.
What'd y'all have for dinner tonight?
Red beans and rice.
Boom. Scott Anderson.
Actually, I had chili. I had chili here.
Ooh. And so that's a question I do have for you. Did you hear anything about Chauncey Bowens? What was up with him last night? I
don't know. I'm wondering the same thing. I was a little bit shocked that Frazier was the first one out.
What do you mean?
I wonder if he was hurt or something. I mean, because he didn't run the ball. Like, he didn't get any touches last night. He had 4, maybe, I think. So
he scored that TD. That was huge.
Yeah. Well, I guess Andy was
there.
Saying Andy was just more so saying why he didn't have a little bit more impact.
You know what I think it was, Harrison, and you can disagree with me if you want. I think it was more like, let's get Nate Frazier's head back in this football team and let him. He started. We have confidence in you. You were the starter to begin with because that's what he is, right? And they looked over that fumble and let him start the game. I just think it was more about Nate Frazier, and they love Chauncey. I don't think Chauncey.
Yeah, Chris said he heard he was a bit. Eddie, you're saying.
Oh, Eddie, you cut out.
But he said he heard he was a bit dinged up, maybe, because that just seemed a little odd because he went from carrying the ball 15 to 20 times to all of a sudden 4 rushes for 5 yards. Seemed a little strange. So
I think Chris Taylor.
Hear me now? Y'all good?
Am I good? You now. Yep, we hear you now. You cut out for a second.
Sorry.
Assume it was because of the massive missed pass rush. That could be another one. Like, I know Hewley got beat on a pass rush. One of the sacks, I think it was a 3rd down sack in the first half. And Juan Gaston came in. They kind of do that with the linemen. If you mess up on the line, you're getting yanked for a drive until that guy messes up or something. But maybe that's it. And then I think it's a good shot by Chris. Couldn't have much, didn't have much success on the ground, and they needed people who are more effective as a pass catcher. Maybe that's a good shout in terms of why you didn't see more of them. But yeah, I'm with you, Andy. That kind of took me back a little bit. I was like, ooh. I was thinking you're going to have Bowens in a lot more than you did. Yeah. But then again, as everyone said, there's all these different equations and formulas in terms of why this happened. It could be injury. It could be just a combination of things like we've all talked about here. So I think that's the good thing. Getting Frazier back on the field, back in a prominent role, and letting him have those touches after, you have the guy behind you that was the hot hand these last few weeks after you fumbled. It was nice to see him get back out there and start contributing again, because they need Nate Frazier, just like they need Chauncey Bowens, just like they need Dwight Phillips. I can't wait till we see a fully healthy Dwight Phillips again. That guy was amazing against Marshall, absolutely amazing. Like, Georgia has a really good stable of backs. They just need those guys to get healthy, and they also need the offensive line to get healthy because they found their starting 5 that they should stick with.
Yes.
Versus Alabama, and then injuries.
and then get hurt.
Going back, yeah. So, man.
I think Marvin Charles put his comment up there at 8:15. You see that, Marvin Charles? I think that's why Bowens. Yeah. I think on that play right there, and they showed it on the replay, Harrison. You didn't see it because you were at the game. He did miss a block, and Connor.
He didn't even like go to the blocks. I think he was, but still, it was just I just kind of
could have been it. Who knows? Which is kind of amusing because last year all we heard about was Nate Frazier couldn't pass pro. He's out of the game, and now he's the pass pro guy. Apparently, that's crazy. But
I'm wondering because I was watching the play back on the tape, and you saw before the snap, Drew points to the linebacker that gets home on that play, and then you see four of the 5 offensive linemen end up pointing at their assignment, like their guys. The only ones who didn't was Glover, but Juan turned to Glover and pointed at the guy Juan was getting. So I'm wondering if Bowens didn't hear the check on that.
Yeah.
And maybe that's where it went wrong. Because it looked to be like they had made a change pre-snap right before they snapped it. Gunner comes up to the line, says something, and then you see the lineman start pointing. So I'm like, I wonder if maybe Bowens didn't hear that or just didn't retain it, just forgot about it. It happens. You bust an assignment. And like we've talked about, when you do it, sometimes you're going to get pulled out and, the guy behind you is going to step up and make it so you don't have to necessarily go back on the field that much. But hopefully he is not hurt. Hopefully, because that would be a blow to Georgia's running back room in terms of having 2 guys that are banged up right now. Because they got some options. They got some options in that room and they want to use them. Real quick, speaking of running backs, there was a quote, a soundbite this week coming into the week about Cash Jones. I won't say names because I think there's some relations here. But I do want to put this out there. Criticize the play, criticize the execution, criticize the play call, criticize the situation, criticize all you want. But let's not make it personal against these players. Talking about Cash Jones not needing to be on scholarship or how Cash Jones should never see the field at Georgia again, that's BS. Cash Jones was doing
no
what
one
he was
on this show
him.
Said that. No one on this show.
No, it wasn't. No one said on this. But it was somebody prominent in the Atlanta media that said that. And it kind of ticked me off. Okay. I'm like, well, Cash Jones has his role. Cash Jones has been nothing but a hard worker and a contributor in his time at Georgia.
I'll call it out. It was Brian Finneran on 680 The Fan. I'm going to say it. Why are you going to shy away from that? It was Brian Finneran. He said it. He's got to live with those words, Harrison. Go ahead.
True. I was leaving that out because I know we got some relations in radio. So I was leaving out.
Care. If I say something, call me out. That's fine. That's part of this deal, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's wrong.
I guess so. Yeah, it was wrong. I was like kind of taken aback. I was like, man, you of all people should realize that Cash isn't the one making the 4th down call. Cash isn't the one subbing himself in. Cash is doing what's asked of him. And I was really happy for him this week because he picked up a pair of first downs for Georgia.
Yeah, he did.
On the swing
yes,
passes.
He did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
He outran some defenders. He made a guy miss.
Cash is fast. Yeah.
Like Cash gets overlooked, and it's kind of the same deal with, it's like Stetson back in the day. Oh, he's a former walk-on. He shouldn't be out in the field.
Right.
That's not the case. He's earned his scholarship. He's earned his time. He's earned the opportunity to go out there and play. And he's played his ass off for Georgia. He's given more to Georgia than most scholarship guys ever have in terms of time, commitment, resources. Like, walk-ons give a lot to this game. But anyways, mini rant. Criticize the play, criticize the execution, criticize all that. But the moment you start to cross over and make it personal against the kid, you're the problem, not the player.
And I do see people are commenting about that block from Cash Jones. I agree. I thought it was a clean block.
That was crazy.
Now
that was crazy.
Yeah, I didn't understand that at all.
I mean, did he need to do the block? Who knows? But dude, he laid him out.
He didn't light him up. I mean, he could have lit him up, and he kind of laid off a little bit. And by the way, if you watch the defensive back, was a defensive back? I don't remember if it was strong safety, defensive back, linebacker, whatever. He kind of turned his head as he was running.
Yeah, he did.
So he was within his his vision. And
Oh,
that's
for
the
sure.
rule.
It wasn't a illegal
Yeah,
block.
it was
He
not
just-
a blindside. Believe me, when
awesome.
we were in high school, those crackback blocks, they were applauded, and we got stickers for them.
Yeah, they were legal back in the
blew
day.
guys up. That was not it at all. So keep crying, Auburn. You know, you got we got our calls against us as well. So
yeah, ATL would not. We weren't trying to take any way away from B Finn's career.
No,
just saying,
he was great. I loved watching.
He
him
of
play.
all people should
was that
understand the
said?
line. Yeah, I don't know.
Nobody's. I love B Finn. B Finn's a legend to me, and that has nothing to do with it.
Love the guy.
He shouldn't have said what he said. Okay, that's what Harrison didn't want to say his name. I said his name.
Eddie wants all the smoke. Eddie don't get scared of the smoke.
It's fine. It doesn't bother me. I don't care.
Yeah. Let's all be like Eddie. That blindside block. I wonder if it was more so because the player, and I don't remember if they stopped if he came up hurt and they had to stop the play for him, but he sit down on the ground for a little while. So I'm wondering if maybe that's part of it. Like
that
a
was
little
why.
bit in terms of because like on replay, it's like, and I'm sure the officiating crew would say the same thing. It's like, oh yeah, we messed up on that one.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. No.
So, all right. Well, shall we get into let's talk some Ole Miss real quick before we get into the Georgia High School scoreboard update. College game day is going to be here.
College game day will be here, yes.
Which makes it even more kind of crazy that it's a 3:30 kick, because usually when you get game day, usually you're the night game, and you usually get Kirk and Fowler. So I'm wondering if Kirk and Fowler are on the call or not. I guess it doesn't matter to me because I don't get to listen to the call, although those guys are two of the best in the business. Gentlemen, I'm excited for this game. From the Athens standpoint, not even just football, like this sounds going to be amazing.
It's going to be wild.
48 hours, it's going to be insane. I remember the last time Ole Miss came here, and all of the scene of Nolan Smith being the guest picker and all that, which brings me to the next point. Let's predict who's the guest picker this weekend.
Oh, what? I didn't even think about that. Oh,
who's the guest picker? I would love it for them to bring in a Stetson Bennett or somebody like that.
When is St. Louis off or not St. Louis? Is Los Angeles Rams? What is their schedule? So
I think they're in London or something. I think they're overseas.
Okay, then
or is that the Chargers? It may be the Chargers. I don't know.
Well, let's see.
October I'm gonna go on the outside here. I'm gonna go on the outside here, boys, and I'm going to guess. Yeah, they're in London this week. Eddie, good shout by you. I'm going to guess Jordan Davis. You had Nolan Smith. I wonder if it's Jordan Davis.
Off? Are they off?
I
mean, if the Eagles are playing, they're not. He's not coming.
Eagles are playing Sunday. Yeah, they're in.
in that's Minnesota. Not happening, Harrison. No way. No way.
John Green. I like it. It's a snicker.
That's actually not a bad shout. But that's a good shout.
But would that move the meter on College game day? For us, it would. For nationwide, I don't know that it would. I don't
look. Jermaine King. That's not a bad idea. AJ
I don't know who that is.
So he's a wrestler and he's from Gainesville.
That doesn't move the meter for me.
He's a huge Georgia Bulldog fan, but that's not a bad idea.
Here's the teams on bye week this week, boys: the Cardinals, Lions, Jaguars. That's not right. They have the Rams.
Jaguar, yeah. How about David Pollock?
I would love it, but I don't know if Pollock would do it.
He would do it.
Yeah,
he's been having his guys on his show. Yeah, he's been.
I don't know that they would do it. I don't know that ESPN would do that.
This isn't a bad shout because they were on SEC Nation. They were on SEC Nation. Maybe they bring them on. I would love for there was a controversy around Theo Vaughn being the picker at Bama Vanderbilt.
Yeah,
and all that. So it's like sometimes it seems like they're trying.
I got it. I know who they should get. Jeff Foxworthy. Jeff Foxworthy.
That's a good shout.
Well, hang on though. This is saying a special live performance with Bailey Zimmerman and Luke Combs. So they're going to be at game day. I don't really know much about Bailey Zimmerman, but is he a Georgia boy? I don't know.
Danny McBride.
Does he have any Jermaine King? Does he have any ties to Georgia? Because that would be
Savannah.
Awesome.
Dude, Danny McBride's from Savannah.
But is he a Georgia guy? I think he likes Georgia Southern, but I don't know. That would be awesome. I'm sticking with Jeff Foxworthy.
I think they've already done it, but I know Rodrigo Blankenship. I think I've seen some social media interactions between him and Kirk, but I think they already did Rodrigo. Was it last year or 2 years ago? They had him on.
No, not Maria Taylor. My goodness. Whoever. No.
Yeah, Paul says it'll 100, and I could see that. I mean, I'm fine with Jason Aldean.
So.
That's fine, but
yeah, that's probably right.
No love for Maria Taylor.
I said Savannah. I meant Statesboro. Yeah, I meant Statesboro. Sorry.
Must be Quavo.
I hope not. God, I hope it's not Quavo again. I mean, nothing against the guy. I'm just like, get us somebody new. So.
They've already done that, though, right?
Yeah, Goldberg.
Yeah, they're not going to do the same thing again. Goldberg, they're not going to do the same thing again. It's going to be somebody unique. So
somebody different.
Oh, that's interesting. Be interesting.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Go win the damn game.
Let's talk about that Ole Miss team, though. Georgia is a 6.5-point favorite. Ooh, whoa. I like that.
But here's another good shout.
Oh, Coach Donnan. That's all. That's a great.
That would be electric. That would
be awesome. Oh man. Now let me ask you, Harrison, would he do it? Because he's had some health issues. I mean, he's wearing those glasses.
That would be a question for Roddy. That
would be awesome. Todd Gurley is a good call too. I like that one. That's a good call too.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I know, but I like Jeff Foxworthy. He's awesome.
To Carl Thomas's question, Georgia's favorite. Yeah, a 6.5-point favorite. Yep. And Ole Miss is fifth in the AP poll, and the Dogs are 6. So
what's that line when kickoff comes? It's not 6.5, is it?
When kickoff comes, Harrison? I bet it'll be down to 4.5.
3.5.
I was gonna say, like, does it get down 3 points? Does it go down to 3.5, or does this close around 4.5?
That's a big drop. Probably not
4.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious about that. That's a good question.
Chris said 3.5. So
look, here's my question: in terms of the line and the way Georgia perceived this game, how much does Georgia losing its home win streak affect the way people look at this in terms of Ole Miss coming into Sanford? Like, do people look at Sanford now a little bit less now that you lost to Alabama? Does it now the perception come you can be gotten at home?
I don't necessarily know if it's that as much as what they did to us last year. I mean, they took us to the woodshed last year. So that's my concern, not necessarily, if the Chargers are off, that's a great one.
Oh, Ladd McConkey's a good call. Off.
But yeah, I don't necessarily think it's just that, but I think it has a part to do with it. It's like, yeah, you can get them. So I think that's part of it. But I think it's more about what they did to us last year.
See, and what's difficult about it all is you have Ole Miss taking Georgia to town last year at home, and then you have the year before Georgia just took Ole Miss around back and had a time with them. Now, I think the big difference between those two games obviously was Ole Miss's front seven was fantastic last year.
Yeah,
like that was
one
of the better front sevens Georgia's played all year. Gave them a crap ton of trouble. Do they still have that? They lost a lot of those guys. I haven't watched much of Ole Miss to tell you how imposing their offensive line or defensive line is right now. I would imagine, obviously, if they are like, they're probably still going to give you a fight. I don't know if you're going to have a JJ Pegues, Walter Nolan type opponent line up across from you.
They don't have that this year.
Right.
And you don't have a Princely Umanlielen who, oh boy, like those guys did some damage last year up front. And that was the difference in the game between the two games is Ole Miss couldn't compete in a box with Georgia in 23. They were able to. They beat Georgia last year. Can they still compete in that box? We talk about it all the time. You got to go into Georgia and you got to beat them in the box. And if you can't beat them in the box, you're not going to be able to win.
I think if Georgia gets healthy on the offensive line, I think that'd be a big, I feel really good about it if our line's healthy. But, Trinidad Chambliss has been playing really good ball. He's got 7 touchdowns and he's only got one interception. He's only been sacked 5 times.
You talk about how we talked about at the beginning of the show, how Kirby wasn't prepared or that we weren't prepared for something. Lane's going to throw some stuff at us. And we're where did that come from? That's Lane Kiffin. Now they'll adjust, but that's what scares me about this. And again, we cannot let them go out and be 5 for 5 on third down and get up big in this game. Please flip that script. for the love of God. We can't do that against this team.
And they're going to want to run the ball, though. That's the thing. They Lacey is second in the SEC in rushing with 587 yards. He's only behind Ahmad Hardy at 782. So they're wanting to run the ball. And Lacey runs a lot. He's got 126 attempts. He's got the most attempts in the SEC. And they also got two wide receivers and a tight end that's in the top 15 in the league in reception yards. So they're coming to get us. They definitely want to get us because they're 5-0 or 6-0. Is that? And they know if they beat us, then they pretty much have they're probably locking up a playoff berth. So.
I mean, for me, when I've talked about Ole Miss on other shows, not just Georgia related shows, but other shows across college football, it's been like, hey, I don't want to buy into the Ole Miss hype until I see what they look like in Athens. So for me, it's like if Ole Miss comes into Athens and wins, I mean, for me, I'm buying as much stock you can in this team as a national title contender. I got to see it before I do, and I think for me. It's hard because we talk about Georgia didn't come out and have a fast start at home versus Alabama.
Yeah.
But they did versus Kentucky. And I know Kentucky and Ole Miss are vastly different programs. But for me, boys, in terms of making a prediction of the show, I'm going to do it. And maybe this is a reason I'm going to fall off a ledge when the game actually comes around. But I think Georgia does start fast. Or I think Georgia has a better first half. I don't want to say they start fast because people can look at starting fast differently. But I think Georgia plays better in the first half because you are at home. Crowd's going to be there. The atmosphere is going to be there. But most importantly, Eddie and Andy, this isn't Alabama lineup across from you.
No.
Like there is no, hey, we can't beat this team. There is no boogeyman under your bed. Like this is just another, I don't want to say just another opponent, but this is a ranked opponent coming into your house that you've beaten before, that there is no, scary, horrific voodoo magic when you play them. Like, I don't want to say Georgia takes them to the woodshed, but I think Georgia's going to win this game. I think Georgia's going to cover. And I think this show on Sunday is going to be an entertaining one because after this game, I think when we look at the rest of the schedule, Georgia goes what? Georgia would be 6-1 or is it 7-1 at this point? I forget. What's Georgia's
we're 5-1 right now. Yeah.
5-1, 6-1 going into your final few stretches of the game.
Yeah.
And you're sitting here and you're looking at Florida, at Mississippi State, home versus Texas, home versus Charlotte, home versus Tech.
Well, at
Atlanta.
At Atlanta, yeah.
And then you're playing Georgia Tech. And you're sitting here thinking, all right, Georgia 6-1. Yes, there are a few bounces of the ball. You could easily be like 3-4 or 4, you could be worse than that. And you're sitting here looking at it and you're like, man, this team has a really good shot to, finish out their goals and be in the college football playoffs. If they go in here this weekend and win, boys, and do it in a good way where it's not, 30 minutes of football looks good, 30 minutes looks bad. If it's as near to a complete performance as you can expect, I don't know if I'll pick Georgia to lose the rest of the way.
Yep. Let me throw this out to you guys. So what has Georgia done on the road? Beat Tennessee in an absolutely ridiculous environment. Beat Auburn on the road. I granted we lost to Bama at home. Beat Auburn on the road. Ridiculous environment. You know who Ole Miss has played on the road this year? Do you guys know their schedule?
Well, I mean, I got it up, but go ahead and tell us.
They have played Kentucky on the road. That's it.
Hey, Kroger Field's
that's it.
Rocking place.
They are coming into a ridiculous environment, okay? Yeah. It matters. And Georgia, believe me, you think Kirby Smart hadn't circled this on his calendar since they beat our complete ass last year, and Carson Beck is on the sideline yucking it up, laughing about it, and we're down 28-10. We got our asses kicked last year. They want this. Kirby wants revenge against Laney. I'm telling you that you're right. I think we may just beat their ass on Saturday afternoon. Harrison.
If we go out there and if we do, let's say we win by 10 or let's say 14. You may actually have a scary Georgia football team coming up down the stretch. So yeah, if we do that, that's going to be a fun Saturday and Sunday.
Hey, I'll be glad this weekend not to be getting home at 4 a.m. That's going to be the positive.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be real nice. One day maybe we can get Eddie to come to Athens and we can have a Peach State Power meetup. Maybe we can even get Paul Meharry of all people to show up.
Paul,
No,
you got it.
That'll ruin it. Let's don't do that.
Before we get out of here, Harrison, before you close it, you want to run through?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
How about we
get
shout
the scoreboard update?
Yeah, let's shout out a little Georgia high school football guys because Eddie, why don't you lead it off, Eddie? Go ahead and kick off that.
All right. McEachern 51, Pebblebrook 14. Those guys in South Cobb just continue to roll, and they are due. They have never won anything. McEachern hasn't, and Casey Garner. I mean, Harrison, you know this. That guy is electric. He's just taking over that football team. We got Rome 65, Lithia Springs nothing. Rome, the machine. They're awesome. Harrison, this is local stuff. Harrison 49, South Cobb 7. Harrison's having a really good year this year. Marietta 36. You have a great day every day, don't you, Harrison?
Always. Anytime I get to come here with y'all.
Yeah. Marietta 36, North Cobb 35. That was a barn burner. That was a really good football game.
Hang on,
some
Eddie.
local
Chris
guys
Taylor,
there for you.
You sign it up, Chris Taylor. We're doing that. So. Okay,
Athens Academy 69, Providence Christian 13.
I mean, that's a beatdown. Good God.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Gainesville, they're really playing well. 28 over Milton 16. That's a big win for
That's
Gainesville.
A beatdown of Milton. Yeah, if you beat Milton by 12, that's a beatdown. So
absolutely right. And North Oconee 14, Eastside 13. That sounds like a bar burner. I didn't see it, but North Oconee just keeps rolling. Shout out to Brent Rollins. That's his team right there. And then lastly, I was at this football game. Marist 28, St. Pius 21. Battle of the Fishes, guys. This is an old rivalry because two Catholic schools going at it. And Marist fumbled the ball, looked terrible in the first half, and figured out a way to beat this team 28-21. It was glorious to see. I loved
it. Battle of the Fish.
I usually don't put in. I know this is usually we have Andy run through the scoreboard, but I want to give a special shout out this week because this was one of the more surprising results.
Yeah.
Oglethorpe County 28-19 over Rabun County.
Yeah, that's wild.
Sorry, Gunner.
Why is that so significant, Harrison?
They were winless last year. Oglethorpe was winless.
Well, there you go.
That
explains. And Rabun's a machine.
And Rabun's been awesome. You know, so just surprising result. A kind of heartwarming result in terms for the kids at Oglethorpe because that's a small town, small community.
Yeah.
Like high school football to them, high school sports in general are so important to that town and community because that's something that they hold close. And it's cool to see them get a win like that and have that. Paul, we might need a technical assistant if we do go on the road.
That's just not true.
I got it. Look, I got it taken care of. I'll provide everything. I got you, dog. So I got it.
I am not John Green. I'm up in the press box. I believe Andy will be at the game. I don't know. Is Andy gonna be at the game on Saturday?
Garrett Key, if you're in here, that's up to you.
Shout out Garrett Key. See, maybe we need to be nice to Garrett Key, Eddie. That way,
hey, I'm nice to the guy. I love the guy. He gives.
Screw Garrett Key. We don't need to be nice to him ever.
Hey,
he's not even watching the show. He's probably asleep because he has to get up in the morning and run 8 miles at 4 a.m. I mean, my goodness.
John Green, you ask this every week, man. We told you.
I know. I mean, John,
send us a message, private messages.
Send me a message. I mean, come on. I don't have anything to do with this.
Harrison, put his number up on the screen. Just give it out. Nobody cares.
It's my son.
I hope so, because if it is, that would be the best reveal of all time.
It's not.
John, please get a Twitter account and message us, please.
Or Facebook, whatever.
Facebook. Actually, that's a great idea.
I think it's a troll. I think it's a total troll job.
Roger Murray said John Green is a stalker. Hey,
you know what?
That's all right.
And Roger's not. Roger's a good dude. Knows my wife. Thank you, Roger, for listening.
I think John Green's a great guy, even though he hates me. I think he's a great guy too. So.
No, John Green's been awesome. John Green hasn't been hating on anybody.
He's awesome. I love John Green.
John Green's been spreading positive energy for a while now, and it's mostly related to Eddie. But in all seriousness, we love each and every one of y'all for being here.
Put up Chris Taylor's comment. You know what? Why don't we have a special Sunday show, just where it is call in, where the guests just call in with us, like the post game overreaction. Just call in, get on.
See, I'll put this out there right now. I don't think half the people in here chatting will get on the show because they don't have the guts to do so. They're going to sit behind their thing and type all this stuff. They're not going to be on the show.
I don't know.
You hating on our audience, Eddie? You hating on our audience?
No.
I'm Jermaine King.
I'm hating on them at all. I know Chris Taylor will, because Chris is a dude. He's been on the show with me.
Yeah.
He will. Exactly. He said he will. But I guarantee half these people will not. Because
Jermaine King will. He's the GOAT. I love Jermaine King.
King will. Absolutely.
Hey, I mean, some guests is better than no guests. Hey, and then we got the slimy old guy, Paul Maharry. We know that guy will hop on here if he's not watching his damn
great
TV show at 8:42.
Yeah, shout out Twizzy. That's a cool name. Wow. Beyond Creative will get on. Beyond Creative is.
I think Beyond Creative will get on. I'm not shouting you out, Beyond Creative. You're always on. You'll get on. I bet you.
Google my name. I do, and it pulls up a tractor company.
500,000 people.
Green.
But all right. Anyways, John Deere. Have your people reach out to our people, and our people will reach out to your people, and our people will talk, and then you can come on here, and you can talk to Eddie, and we can have the best recorded reunion of two lifelong friends over here on the Peach State Power Hour on the UGA Sports YouTube channel. I like that idea, Andy. Maybe we will do a call-in show. Yeah. Maybe we'll have a segment next week. We'll carve out some time next week for the Georgia Ole Miss review, and we'll have a call.
I'll put it this way: maybe the bye week, if we don't have anything else going on, because then we don't have anything to talk about going into Florida, right?
I mean, there's always going to be something to talk about.
There's going to be something to talk about.
Yeah, but I mean, we're coming off games most Saturdays and Sundays. We got a lot to talk about. So.
Chris Taylor saying drop that link, and he's busting on a hot summer night. Billy Bob, they loving Charlene, all of those things. He knows it. Chris Taylor knows all about it. So
yeah.
We will have a call in at some point. Maybe it's next week. Maybe it's the week after. Stay tuned. Or maybe I just don't even promote it.
You could put Tennis Girl. Hey, put Tennis Girl up. This is a troll, because if you read some of the comments this person is putting up, total troll. This is the kind of person that would never come on the show. Just read some of the comments from Tennis Girl. It's ridiculous.
I'm gonna be honest, Eddie. I think it's an AI bot. I'm gonna be honest. I think.
Yes, exactly. Sure. That's my point.
That's who Eddie was calling out, stuff like that. Not the goats, not the OGs. Yeah.
Like if we can get a Barner fan on here or anybody like that would be cool. That'd be awesome. But we haven't, other than one guy like today that came in and said that asking if we enjoyed cheating for wins. Here we go. Matthew Crow. You enjoy cheating for wins. Like, we would love to get an opposing fan's perspective.
Oh, I'd love to have that guy on. Absolutely. That'd be fun.
So yeah. Anyways,
okay.
Okay. It's not an AI bot. All right. So this just proved it. It is a real person, which that's cool. Thank you for tuning in.
Congratulations.
Like the rest of y'all. We appreciate y'all for being here. We will be back.
She does. Okay. What kind of content?
No free shout outs. No free shout outs. No free shout outs.
We don't
free shout outs. We don't do that. Anyway, we'll be back next Sunday at 7:30. This is the Peach State Power Hour. I'm Harrison Reno. That's Andy Stowe. That's Eddie from Acworth. That's John Deere Green in the comments, along with everybody else that tunes into this show. Minus that guy named Paul.
Hang on. Scott Anderson, Champ Bailey guest picker. That would be epic.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That dude is the most talented guy in the world. He's RTR.
All right. I see that dude all over the chats trolling. Had to block him.
It's a troll. It's a troll. Yeah. It's okay. It's okay.
It's all right.
Go Dogs.
Right. We go through the trolls. We deal with them. We let them have their fun because we also have our fun too when we do this show for over an hour. But anyways, Eddie has to go to bed. He's tired. He cannot survive without his 9-10 hours of sleep. We will see you back next Sunday at 7:30 here in the Peach State Power Hour.
Go Dogs.